What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully, if you like what I'm doing, you're following along. I'll go ahead and say click the subscribe, the bell, whatever, if you want to see when I post a video. I only post like maybe every 2 weeks or so. So HornBlasters Shocker XL train horn kit. That's why you guys are all here. That's why you're watching this video. It's kind of a fun mod. I've never done anything like this before. It's going to go up where the spare tire used to be, so I'm going to build a bracket. Yeah, I know that there's brackets that you can buy, but you know me, I like to build stuff myself. I want to build it exactly how I want it, and I want it to fit 2 5-gallon tanks. And I'm also taking into consideration the suspension build that's going to follow. So I want to make everything easily accessible, so when I do have to plumb in all the valves and all the airline and everything needed for the airbags, in addition to the rear sway bar and anything else like that normally could be in the way, maybe it isn't, I don't know. Instead of buying one of those $150 brackets, I decided I'm just going to build my own. Probably won't take too long, and then I can position the horns exactly where I want them. I got a pair of viair 444C compressors. I got 2. They're the Stealth, which is just black. And then obviously I got the HornBlasters stuff. HornBlasters, if you can see my flag down here, banner. They came onto the build about a month ago, about maybe 5 weeks ago. Sent me everything I needed for the train install, as well as there's a bunch of stuff in that box right there. I got Firestone bags, and I was going to go SMC valves, but the rep at HornBlasters told me that their valve is a quality valve, so might as well try it. And that comes later when the suspension build goes in, but that's exciting. I've never done an air ride suspension setup before, so that should be pretty cool. But here's everything. I got 2 5-gallon HornBlasters tanks. I got the 4-horn Shocker XL, which comes with everything you need. Some 1/2-inch DOT airline, some 5/16, the adapter, 1/2-inch to 5/16, the little 4-way splitter. Comes with some other fittings. You got a hose cutter, and then you have a 1/2-inch valve. I'm not going to tie it into my stock horn wiring. I bought a little push button, so it's going to be completely separate. I like having the stock electronic horn, just your basic horn, because you need that. When you're not trying to be a complete fucking asshole, you can just be like beep beep, get out of the way, or beep. But when you do the train horn, people aren't going to be so nice, so I like to have another option. Got a couple 40 amp, these 40s? Yes, 40 amp relays for these. I guess I could take them out of the bag and show you all. Pretty excited. These are nice. They come with the black stainless braided hose. They got a one-way check valve. Goals for this, kind of outline what I want, is I want both tanks up in there with both the compressors, and then I'm going to mount the horns underneath. I haven't decided if I'm going to angle the horns underneath the truck or have them come to the rear of the truck, behind. I think underneath the truck, it makes the horn echo more, it makes it sound better. So it's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'd like everything tucked up as far as I can. I know it's going to hang down, at least that far, whatever that is for the tank. I could actually mount the tank sideways, or bolt them on sideways and put them like this, because they will fit in between my frame rails and also in between my trailer hitch, which is nice. If you watched the last video, I needed to move my trailer hitch forward and up a little bit so it sits nice and flush with the bumper. That's no problem. I'll probably dive into that when I do this. In this video is I'm going to wire up these compressors. Here's a switch, a pressure switch, This is a 145, a 110 on and 145 PSI off, which will be just fine with 2 5-gallon tanks and then the air ride. I think I want the horn separate from the airbags when the airbags go in. So, you know, in case you lay on the horn or the valve sticks open or whatever the case is, the rest of my air won't be drained. I'm also going to be running check valves on the air ride, and yeah, I don't want to get too ahead of myself and bore you guys with those details. Probably just take some measurements, get underneath the truck, and see what's going to fit. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know until I go and start fitting some of this up, making it, and I want it to where it'll just bolt in the truck and just stay all one piece. The compressors, the tank, everything all in there. So the only thing I need to bring to it is obviously the I have an air gauge in the truck that's going to show tank pressure. So both these tanks are going to be teed together, so they'll have equal pressure and be filled by both compressors. I got to just run the sending unit, put that in the tank, and a couple wires for the horn switch, and then wires from my battery to the, I'm going to do a fuse and a relay for each compressor. Obviously the negative of the ground is going to be tied into that pressure switch. So it really isn't too much. I want it simple, I want it easy in case, because it is right below my gas tank. If I ever need to drop the gas tank, I want to be able to just take 4 bolts off and move it out of the way, disconnect the wires, and yeah, make it simple as I can. Now, guys, kind of long-winded, but some of you have been asking for more detailed videos. So I'm going to try my best to not make an hour-long video. I think my last one was about 30 minutes. 30-minute video to me seems like it's a little long, but I guess I'm still not covering enough details with stuff. So I'm going to try my best to go over it step by step. And like always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. I'm real active on Instagram and on YouTube. So if you want to just drop a comment, I'll reply to you for sure. And I think that's about it. All right, y'all. I don't know if you saw, I have my HornBlasters shirt on. I think it's kind of relevant since I'm doing the air horn install today. I started kind of putting the tank up there and seeing what I liked, and made a bracket and started to get a little ahead of myself. I wasn't recording anything and showing y'all. So here, let's see. Here's the tank, and here's this bracket that I made. Get on there. Our Monday of my vacation. Scratched shit out of my head yesterday. Compressor in my garage took a shit, so that took up a lot of yesterday. I was just kind of troubleshooting, seeing what I got going on. But back out here again today, just doing a final assembly on the train horn stuff. I didn't record myself painting the horns. I got a couple shots of me powder coating the, or not me, of the powder coated tanks. And then I ended up painting the frame black because it was too big for my powder coat oven. And I decided it would just be easier to do it black, and I think it'll look just fine. So here they are. I don't have the horns bolted on because this thing is so freaking heavy. When I bolt it onto the truck, I'm gonna take the horns off because I don't have any help to put it on. So I just don't want to accidentally tip this thing over and break one of these horns because they are plastic. But that paint came out pretty damn good. Super close. You can see I got my viair compressors in there. Everything's double nutted. That and the solenoid for the horn, I'm probably gonna trim those so the threads aren't hanging off, but I think it came out pretty dang good. HornBlasters white decal right there, you know, obviously upside down, so when you're looking at the rear of my truck you're gonna see these tanks hanging down, and it should look pretty good. Very excited with how everything came out. You know, this is a one-way valve just for the horn, because yeah, the horn only needs air one way. It's not like my air ride that's going to need it both ways. So I got everything. These are my drains. That's not in there yet. I'm not going to put each drain in until it's up under the truck, because that's just something to fall and snap off. But if we look in here, that's the fitting I was missing. I have, this is 1/2 inch to 1/4. I need a 1/2 inch to 1/4 bushing to put my pop-off valve in there. So if anything does overpressure, it'll pop that shit out and prevent any harm. Here's my my compressor switch. Here's my tank pressure for the ISPRO gauges that I installed a while back. So you know, ISPRO coming back into play right there. Another drain, obviously. Now if we look underneath here, actually let's go to the other side, a little easier to see. That's the compressor, one of the compressors. Each compressor has their own tank. Not that it's any big deal, you could feed both into one or vice versa, but it just worked out easier that way. And this is going to be on top, so if there is any moisture, it's going to fall here. And the train horn pickup is right in the middle, so no moisture should come into contact with that. I still need to, you see those ports right here, that's for your air intake for each of these compressors. So I want to route those somewhere cool, somewhere nice, but we'll see where that works out. So yeah, here it is. Just need that one fitting, and then this is, you can see back here, this is just a 90-degree 1/2 inch male pipe to 1/2 inch DOT air fitting or air line. Goes in there, and then it's going to run over there. It's going to be like a little equalizer line, so that this tank and that tank are equalized in pressure. So I have one, I need one more. So I'll have to go to the fitting store tomorrow and get one of these, and I'll have to get that 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch bushing, and then I still need to wire it up. So this is what I have chilling. This is 8 gauge. 10 gauge is fine, up to I think 20 feet, 25 feet. I'm just gonna use these 40 amp audio fuse dealios, and then I got some 40 amp relays, and then I'm just gonna wire it all up, get it in the truck. And oh yeah, my train horn button, blue LED illuminated horn button, I'm gonna put that in. So yep, there we go. What's up, guys? Today should be the last and final day of the HornBlasters install. So let me catch you up. Yesterday I didn't film at all. All I did was put the train horn up and bolt it into place. Pretty dang heavy, so put it in there, it's good to go. Now today I am just wiring up the compressors and gonna put the switch in, and then hopefully we'll hear some toot toots by the end of the day. So let me show you what I've done and show you where I'm at. So there we go. There's that bad boy up in there. Looks pretty damn good. So all I need to do is run my power cable from the battery back here. I got a couple fuses going on, got my relays, my compressor switch, and I'm also going to be running the wires for the tank, the electronic tank pressure gauge that ISPRO provided me. So I'm under the hood right now. Just figured I'd grab my camera because I honestly forgot. So let's go look. So here we are, positive, and then I'm using two 40 amp audio fuse holders. So just going to run my cables to the post, and then those two will be loomed, and then all the way back along the rocker underneath, tidied up there real nice. So I'm gonna do that, and then I also have a fuse panel. Probably gonna put somewhere right here. Kind of sucks because it's gonna get moved once this 460 comes out. That panel will probably have to get moved. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna run a compound turbo setup, but that's far in advance, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyways, the turbos are probably going to be somewhere around here. I know the HX35 sits back here, but the S475 will be right here. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I digress. So that will get put in. So there's lots to, this is going to come back into play quite a few times when I do some more installs. So this is a mic tuning fuse panel. I bought this. I like them. I think I've said it before. They're like 14 bucks. Go buy one and do your shit right. Don't have 30 of these hanging off right here, because that looks ghetto. Just do a fuse panel, and yeah. And check this thing out. This is worth mentioning. This is off company of mic tuning. Yeah, I dropped it, but this looks pretty good. So if you want a cheaper one, don't want to buy a Milwaukee, you can get one of those. Works just great. But so that's where I'm at, and let's dive into it some more. So here's kind of a tedious thing. That's what is it, 8 gauge. I think you could run 10 gauge up to 25 feet, and 8 gauge is just what I had, so that's what I ran. But all the way back, and then I always like to put some sort of sheathing on there. This is that braided loom that I have. I really enjoy this stuff. It adds another layer of abrasion resistance. I kind of don't like the corrugated tube. Yeah, so that's what I have, and that's what it's going down. Now it's time to run this from those fuses all the way back. All right, so there's that split, and runs all the way. Comes out right there. And one thing I love about this truck is this little lip it has on here. It's pretty sweet. So you can see it's loomed in these, it's loomed, and it has these rubber holders. Just goes all the way back. You know, every few, or whenever the contour of the floor changed, I put one, and I ran it on the inside of the frame rail all the way up until the back, and then it crosses under, it crosses under the bed, over the frame rail, behind where the exhaust dumps. Yeah, there's my exhaust. I didn't do it, but honestly, it ain't too bad. I've definitely seen worse. There's this Black Widow exhaust post, and that weld looks better than that Black Widow exhaust from Instagram. So go check that out, and yeah. But let me go down there at the back. Alright, you can see right here where it crosses over the frame and then goes, crosses over, up, right there, and then it comes all the way back to my compressors. I just gotta trim it up. I'm gonna put all my electronics right here so it's easy to get to. I can get that tank PSI, my compressor switch cut off, and then mount the relays, I don't know, maybe even right to this. Boom, boom, make it super easy. And one thing I really like is now this is in, I could run another loom of wiring through there. There's plenty of room in those little in these little rubber things. So now I have like a nice way of running wires all the way back. Alright, so I got that ran. Now I need to decide where I want my horn button. So I'm not sure. I think I'm just gonna put it like right here. Somewhere right there. I don't know. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I got a bunch of switches to put in, so I don't want to keep up here and here for switches. This guy, tank pressure, needs to go all the way back and plug into that sending unit. So I'm gonna have to cut this, splice it, loom it, and send it to the back. Oh yeah, RBP. There you go. I'm in California at the moment, so you gotta wear fucking masks everywhere. Stupid, but. Back at it again, another day. But here, check this out. I won't even explain this shit. So I've seen a few train horn installs where the wires are just bouncing around, doing this, that, or the other. But I loomed everything, everything's zip tied, everything's routed fairly nicely. Let me get a picture here. There's my relays. Everything's heat shrinked. Let me get over here and show you this. There's my solenoid. I got everything. There's a ground, nice clean ground, double nutted, never come off. So yeah, that's what it looks like underneath. I think that's nice and tidy and looks good. Right there you can see that's that other there we go, that is the power for the compressors, and it runs all the way to the front. And then now I have that whole wire, like it's a 14 gauge wire that I'm gonna run from the horn button, and then I got 2 wires to control each relay, because they're gonna be ignition 12 volts, but they're gonna be ran through a switch. So like I want to be able to control the compressors being on. So ideally I'd like to turn one on and then turn the other one on, or you know, just have control instead of just as soon as the key turns on have everything kick on. You know, if the truck's off, that could have a number of issues. It could drain the battery or whatever the case. But now I got to run all this stuff all the way to the front, connected to some switches. Alright y'all, I stayed up last night a little late doing some wiring for future stuff like rock lights and starlight headliner, bed lights, all kinds of stuff that I didn't have to do, but I did, and that occupied way too much time, like probably 5 hours doing that. But now, every time I want to add something, everything's already ran. All I got to do is hook it up, and all my switches are ran. We can go check those out right now. Fuse panels done, labeled, everything inside and out, both sides of the switch, and the train horn's done. So let's check that out. So that's what your battery should look like. One clean tie-in, and that's it. Everybody, like I said, if you have a bunch of those eyelets around here, you need to stop that. This is going to come off. That was just for some testing. And then you could see my wiring. This is the only part of the truck I still need to loom. Right there for the grill LEDs, the demon eyes. But that is tucked nicely in there. Sorry, trying to get it to focus. But it runs down. This is just for my red's rock light, and orange is for the bed lights. And then there's the fuse box. Everything's wired. I only have compressor 1, 2, and horn on right now, because that's all I really need at the moment. I need to hook everything up later, but you can see it's all braided loomed, and then it runs through the firewall. Don't mind this, I have to vacuum. But it's got a grommet where it runs through the firewall. Here's the rock light and bed light that will all attach at a later time. And it's all tied up nice and neat, out of the way. I got the horn switch right here. And then got my phone mount and my 6 rocker switches right there. And then right here, these are for the compressors on and off, because yeah, I want to control when they're on and off. They're all on a switch 12 volt, so they'll only come on when the truck's on. So but I still want to have control. And then those are going to go there and there. They look pretty nice. You can see my gauge right there showing about 145. It's been steady 145 for about an hour. Now let's go check out this. So there she is, boys and girls. All finished up, clean. Oh yeah. So I think it's time to give a little test. Man, I can't explain how loud that shit is. I even have earphones in, and it is stupid loud. The neighbors probably hate me right now. But this is badass. This is probably one of the best things I've done to the truck to date. I've never had a train horn before, and I'm super excited now. Sorry, I'm drooling. I'm so excited. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Not very fast at building shit, but I like to build cool stuff, and I'm going to document everything. Whether you like it or don't, it's going to get videoed, and it's going to come to YouTube.